You disagree with me that plastic surgery or filler should be illegal. He only doesn't like it because he notices the botched, noticeable surgery. If it's done well, he can't notice, so he thinks the girls are natural. It's ignorant. Guarantee I could show him pics of girls who have had well-done surgery, and he would have no idea they had it done.
Which is true. If it's botched, like, it's clockable. You know what I mean? So guys will say, I don't like a girl with surgery, but if it's done well, you don't know she's had it. You know?
I mean, I've never seen a convincing BBL.
Because you don't know it's a BBL.
You can tell.
Not always. I'm telling you. Like, there's doctors where it's really good and it looks completely natural.
I mean,
you would just never know if it looks good.
I'd be interested in seeing these photos of these natural looking BBLs.
If I can have my phone, I'll show you. But
I mean,
it takes like a very special doctor, but it does exist. I feel like if it's very well done, you're not supposed to be able to know that it is one.
So you're saying if you can detect that a woman has had plastic surgery, it means that it was botched?
No, that's why you don't like it, because it looks overdone. Because you don't like it.
But I don't think all detectable plastic surgery means that it's botched.
But you're saying you don't like, you've said prior that you don't like it in general.
Austin, is she too far from the mic again?
Sorry. You've said prior that you don't like it in general.
Yeah, I don't like plastic surgery in general.
Right.
I think it makes women look worse.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's if it's detectable, right? Maybe they've had it and it doesn't look detectable, so you wouldn't know they had it.
Well, it's possible. It's certainly possible that I could be tricked. But there's another component here, too, that goes beyond just the aesthetic component. And I do think women who get plastic surgery, it's pretty close to there's a couple things. It's a proxy for mental illness. You have body, dysmorphia. You have body dysmorphia. You're so uncomfortable.
Boy, you all knew that term.
You're so uncomfortable with your physical appearance as it is that you're willing to undergo a dangerous and unnecessary cosmetic surgery. You're willing to spend thousands of dollars to correct this. It's evidence of insecurity. It's evidence of body dysmorphia. That's proxy for other kinds of mental illnesses. And also, I'm just not interested in dating women who are vain. Not attracted to them. So, and also it's just a financial liability too. Because if you want me to be the provider and I got to pay for your plastic surgery, and then you got to get your revision plastic surgery, and you got to get your titties redone every 20 years, it's just a financial liability for the man.
So every girl you've ever been with has had no procedures, like no plastic surgery, no filler?
To my recollection, although when I met her, she didn't have anything. And actually it was kind of a conflict in the relationship. The vast majority of women I've dated, and you're from Vegas, right?
No, I'm from Texas.
Texas, okay. Yeah, I typically don't date women with any plastic surgery.
Have you ever? And what was your experience?
Oh, sure. I felt fake tits. It's fucking awful. No offense to you guys who have, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. I don't think it looks good. I've been with maybe one or two women who have fake boobs. I don't like the look. I don't like the feel. One girl had lipo. I'd rather a girl with a little belly fat than the fucking weird looking lipo belly. No offense to any of you who have lipo.
But I feel like that goes back to if it's not well done and if it's botched. Because I'll show you photos later, or if I can get my phone, of well done lipo and stuff like that. You can't tell.
I can also tell when they have lip filler.
Yeah. If it's not done well.
And labia has to be natural too, right?
I can always tell with lip filler, because maybe from the front, even from the front, there's some signs though. But the moment you turn your face to the fucking side, your lip doesn't look. It's uncanny valley. Natural human lips don't have this outline above the lip.
Well, in some ways, I feel like this is kind of a trap to fall into this argument. It's just an argument from outliers. It's like, okay, I agree. There has to be women out there who have all sorts of plastic surgery that I just don't even know is plastic surgery, right? But can you and I agree that the vast majority of women who have fake boobs We can tell that they're fake boobs, men and women.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, I mean, if that is the case, then what you say is botched is actually not the case. That's actually the standard. The standard then would be botched.
No, I'm saying it's the most noticeable when it's botched. Like it's
okay, yeah, maybe it is the most noticeable, but I think that the standard that you're saying, if you can detect it, that would all be botched. And so if that's the case, then the standard is that most plastic surgery is botched, and I think that that's a really good case against you and not a good case against Brian.
I just think like if it's that detectable, then it's not maybe that well done. And I'm not saying mine
but you would
is,
agree that most plastic surgery is detectable?
No, honestly,
you don't think?
Well done.
I got fake
hang on.
titty radar.
Okay, if that is
radar,
if that is the case,
at least not by me. Maybe by.
I think I like the fake look.
If that is the case, then why would you say that most fake boobs are easily detectable by men and women?
I don't know.
That makes no sense. I mean, that's literally a contradiction.
I mean,
right?
not to me. I don't think it's easily detectable. But
I think when you get your boobs done, I felt like that's
you
the
don't
point
think so?
to make it
not always
look like a Barbie doll.
sometimes,
For you make your boobs look
okay, so
perky.
let me ask you this. Be honest with me.
Yeah.
At the women at this table, can you tell which ones have fake boobs or not?
No, because when they said earlier who does and who doesn't, like there were some where I wouldn't have known.
Brian, can you? Can you tell?
Could I look?
Could you tell? Yeah, you can
But
tell.
everyone, because like there were a few people.
We're not
where-
saying everyone.
Yeah.
Right? Remember, this is the argument that you're using for outliers when it's kind of a.
But how could you tell? That's my
Unfortunately,
question.
sometimes Brian, I think humors too much the outlier argument. You're saying, I think you would agree with me that most people can tell when women have fake boobs, right?
Can you tell? Could you tell?
I think that I can tell. I think I can tell for most women, sure. But the thing is like, even if I couldn't. Let's say I couldn't. I'm just terrible at it, right? Because I don't give a shit, which is true, right? I just don't care. People who, or most men, I would still argue can. And I think even more importantly, most women can. I think most women can definitely tell because they have a set of boobs, right? And so they're like, that shit's fake. Because what they do is they look at the whole, right? And they're like, the symmetry is wrong. And I've heard this from so many women now that it's unbelievable where they can literally look at a woman and be like, nope, I can tell just based on her symmetry, the way her body is, that she's got fake this, fake that, fake that. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
No, not at all, right? And including you. So the thing is like Brian is making kind of this compelling point of saying, look, if you all can tell, what makes you think we can't tell? Like we can tell. And kind of your argument back is, but there's some you can't tell. It's like, okay, sure. Just grant these little outliers that you can't tell. But then the standard is botched. Then the standard itself would be botched. And if that's the case, then his argument that most plastic surgery is bad seems to hold weight.
So say there's a girl where it's completely undetectable. Would you date her or you still wouldn't?
Well, sure. You can't tell. Say an alien came.
But he was saying there's
hang
like
on. Say an
underlying mental
hang on.
illness,
Say an alien came down who looked exactly like a beautiful woman. Everything about her was a beautiful woman. She had vagina. She had everything. You literally couldn't tell the difference between her and a beautiful woman, right? Would you sleep with her? And the guy says, well, sure, right? But he's been tricked, right? Hasn't
So you would want her to tell
Hang
you.
on. Hasn't he been tricked?
Well, yeah, if it's an alien.
Right,
yes,
if
he
it's
has
an
been
alien.
tricked
So
by the
this is the same hypothetical you present.
That would be an alien, yes.
Yeah, this is the same hypothetical you present back. Brian, if you absolutely couldn't tell, would you? He says, well, sure, just like I wouldn't know it was an alien.
So you would want her to tell you, like come into the relationship and be like, hey, yes, I have had these procedures done.
Yeah, I think that's ethical. I think you should disclose that.
Interesting. Okay.
You disagree? You think
No.
you should hide that from?
No, I don't. I mean, I talk about it with people that I'm with. I don't think you should hide it. I don't think you should hide it, no.
Can I ask one question, Brian and
Yeah.
Andrew? One of which. Is it okay?
By the way, I have a different standard on this than Brian
I
does.
actually want your opinion on something
Just so you know.
that I'm conflicting about. But Brian, so Libya, the most perfect, the most wonderful, but not real, but the most like burritos is the burritos.
The burrito is Libya,
It's
Brian.
so beautiful, but not real. Maybe enhanced a little bit, but the most amazing.
There's no such procedure. There's no such procedure.
What if there is a procedure? But it is a procedure. which will make it just like, oh.
You still want the natural labia, right?
I'd prefer the natural.
So natural, but not so perfect or enhanced.
I don't know. What if there was a woman who didn't bitch and moan all the time? That would be nice too.
Oh, there are such women. There are such women.
Yeah, but I'm just giving you.
Guys can bitch.
What
and
if there
moan
was this
too.
woman who did?
Yes, to a much lesser degree, I agree. You know what happens
Brian
though?
is
You know what
thinking,
happens though? Here's what I've noticed, this distinction, right? You tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
But I've noticed that when men bitch and moan around other men are like, shut up, you fuck. They go, shut the fuck, literally. I'll show you how this is. Shut the fuck up and stop whining, you fuck. I've heard this 1,000 times, right? You know what happens when women are bitching to other women? Oh, sweetheart. I'm so sorry this is happening to you. This is awful. This is terrible. I can't believe it. Right? And then the other one starts bitching back the other way, and the other one's like, oh, no, you're right. Right? Whole different ball game. So when men and women are talking about bitching and complaining, right? We're holding up the standard to the sex of which we're around the most. For men, that's going to be men, right? Men are usually around men a lot more than they are women. And so the standard when we say women are always bitching, whining, and complaining, what we really mean is we can't just look at them and say, shut the fuck up. And if that was more socially acceptable, right, there would probably be a lot less women who are running around bitching and whining all the time. Because for men, totally socially acceptable. 100% completely acceptable to be like, shut the fuck up, stop whining.
I think it's if you have that relationship with that person.
No, I think with total strangers, I've heard it 100 times with total strangers where someone's like, dude, shut up. I'm sick of hearing it. Dude, shut up. I've heard this more times than I can count. In fact, I've said it myself. I've said it myself to people. Dude, stop whining, you fuck. I've literally said it myself too. I don't know how many. And let me ask you. And how many times have you heard men say that shit to other men?
A lot. I've been told by my brother, shut the hell up.
Yeah, shut the hell up. But that's what I mean, right? Is like this is the distinction in social. So when you hear women say, well, men bitch too. It's like, yeah, I agree. They bitch all the time, right? Nonstop, in fact. The difference is that other men, it's socially acceptable for them to be like, shut up. And, there's all sorts of slurs that usually come behind that, right? Which are totally socially acceptable and, by the way, hilarious.
Yep.
But you can't look at a woman and say that to them. That's where it's not socially acceptable. That's why we go, okay, women bitch and complain all the time.
It's normal for women to do it, but when men do it, it's like, what the hell's wrong with you? Exactly.
Yeah. So that's why we say women are always bitching and complaining. Yeah. It's not really that as much as it is we just want to be like, shut up. Right?
You got that? Do you have a relationship with your wife? Can you do that to her?
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. It doesn't have to happen. I mean, it doesn't have to happen much, but there have been many times where I've been like playing a game and I've been like, I don't fucking care. Leave me alone. Literally what you're talking about right now, I don't give a fuck. And you know what I do care about? Moving this rock on Zelda. You see, if I can get it at the right angle to drop it in right here, it opens up this cave. I've been working on this for 30 minutes. And what you're talking about right now is fucking nonsense.
So has she done the same to you?
I would love it if you would go that direction while I finished what it is that I'm fucking doing. That would be great.
Has your wife done that to you before? Like,
What's that?
Shut the hell up. I'm tired of you talking. Has your wife done that to you?
No, because I don't talk that much.
But just hypothetically, like you were bitching about something or whining.
Yes, of course, in our relationship there has been times, I'm sure, where she's been like, okay, honey, got it.
She just does it very nicely.
Or something like that, you know what I mean? But it's rare because I don't talk that much. I don't need to talk that much. Not that important. I usually only open my mouth if there's something which is important to say. And usually that's not very much, so I usually don't open my mouth, right? And that's that. By the way, I think that that's the experience of most men. In fact, I would say with my best friends, right? I've gone to lunch with my best friend, for instance, never said a fucking word to him the entire time we've been at lunch. I mean, not a word. Got in the truck, drove back, shot some guns. He left. Maybe we said 15 things to each other. Best guy in the world. Right? Yeah. Fantastic. I don't know what the fuck was in his mind, and I don't care.
Exactly.
It's totally unimportant.
I feel you.
To bring it back really quick here, just to finish off the plastic surgery conversation, Austin, I have a video pulled up in the private chat. There will be no audio on it. So, I mean, look, my personal preferences here, Personally, I would prefer a woman with no boobs, small boobs, A-cup boobs over even perfect fake plastic surgery, big boobs, whatever it is. Prefer a girl with a low belly fat over lipo belly. Prefer a girl with small upper lip, well, maybe some upper lip. Normal upper lip. I mean, if it's no upper lip.
And no teeth.
Sometimes they don't have upper lips.
Okay, hold on. No upper lip, that's a problem. Everybody has an upper lip.
Can we make some amendments to Brian's constitution here?
Exactly. Give me a small upper lip over the lip filler lip. And then,
He wants a small lip here and a big lip there.
That's like 4 in a row she's got.
She's good. She's good.